Hello and good morning everyone. Proceeding on our previous lectures, today we are going to continue with our sources of drugs. We will see number 4 and number 5. Number 4 which is the mineral source and number 5 which is synthetic source. Mineral source of drugs meaning those drugs that are derived from mineral substances. Actually, some of these minerals are present in our body like the calcium, sodium, potassium and so on in form of what is called electrolyte. Primarily, these drugs that are derived from mineral substances, they are actually used to replace these substances in our body when they are deficient, even though they have other clinical indications. Today, I will give us some classical example of mineral substances that are used as drugs. Good example of mineral substance that is used as a drug, we should have, there is aluminum, we have magnesium. All these are mineral substances that are used as antacid. They are used as antacid to manage peptic ulcer disease. Another example is calcium. Calcium is also used as an antacid, but in addition, calcium is also used to manage osteoporosis, which is a bone-related disease. So it can be used as an antacid, calcium, and also to manage osteoporosis. In addition to it, other uses as supplements. Then another example is zinc. Zinc that we all know, it commonly comes together with ORS, oral rehydration solution. Zinc is very effective in managing pediatric diarrhea. It's commonly used to manage pediatric diarrhea. That is zinc. And also zinc is very important in the sense that it boosts our immune system. Therefore, it is sometimes used to combat viral infections. Then another example is iron. I think the good example we can cite here is the use of ferrous sulfate, which is very common in our clinical settings. This iron is commonly used to manage what is called iron deficiency anemia. Iron deficiency, which is very common in pregnant women. So we give them iron in order to manage this condition. So anemia. All these are examples of mineral substances that are used as drugs. Then coming down to the synthetic source. When we say synthetic source, meaning those drugs that are purely synthesized in the laboratory using chemicals. We call them synthetic source of drugs. And here we have a lot of example. I'll just give us some classical example. If you take like from the analgesics, our commonly used analgesics like what? Like the ibuprofen, like the diclofenac, even the paracetamol, PCM. All these important drugs are actually purely synthesized in the laboratory. Another example, we can give example also from the antibiotics. Good example, we all know class of fluoroquinolones like ciprofloxacin, some sulfonamides. A lot of drugs are actually synthesized in the laboratory. Again, it is very, very important to understand, because if you observe carefully the 5 sources of drugs we have so far mentioned, you observe that from 1 to 4 they are from natural origin: plant, animal, microbiological, and mineral, while the last one is synthetic. That is why some they classified as natural and artificial. Natural you have 4, while artificial you have the synthetic source. But nowadays what is commonly happening is that some drugs are actually derived from natural substances, but they have been modified using chemicals, and such drugs are called semi-synthetic drugs. Again, because of technology, we have drugs that are now derived from our genes. Okay, we call them recombinant DNA drugs. So these are the main sources of drugs. Thank you so much and see you next time.